just shoved my finger right into the black. That's not cute. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate you taking some time to spend with me. If you're new here, my name is Michaela, Mac for short, and here we love to play with makeup, but especially eyeshadow. And today we are doing just that. We are playing with Pat Mcgrath eyeshadows. So Pat Mcgrath just did her seasonal sneak peek drop, whatever you want to call it, what she does for every holiday. And I'll put it up here if you haven't seen it. I'll be honest, I'm not drawn to this. I really don't have any desire to pick any of this up currently. I'm not a huge Pat Mcgrath fanatic, if you will. But that leads me into what I'm doing today. I did pick up all of my Pat Mcgrath palettes. I have 3 in total. I did pick up all 3 of them at TJMaxx, and I'm having some buyer's remorse on one of them. So I'm hoping that we could talk about it, create a look with it, and maybe eliminate my buyer's remorse, or maybe validate my buyer's remorse. But either way, I'm hoping you guys can help me. So, as per usual, I have all of my base products on. The only thing I don't have on is eyeshadow, because that's what we're going to be doing today here. My hair is a mess, so that means everything is on point, and let's get rolling. This was, I believe, last year's holiday release. This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana palette. I'll be honest, I freaking love this. I absolutely love this. I was looking for a more colorful color story, and this is absolutely what I'm getting. For me, Pat Mcgrath just tends to lean super heavy pink. And so when I saw her come out with this, I was like, ooh, there's only like one real pink in this. I love it. So I obviously did not buy this full price. I think it was around like $78 or $80 when it originally launched. But I have picked this up at TJMaxx, and I believe I got it for $35.99 or $34.99, somewhere around the $35 mark. And that is much more reasonable in my opinion. I do really like this palette. I've had a lot of fun. I picked this up earlier in the year. I know I got it right before Easter. So I've had this for a decent amount of time, but it's popping back up in all my TJMaxx and Marshall stores. I saw 15 of these palettes on the shelf just a couple of days ago. So if this intrigues you, interests you, and you want to grab it, they are still coming around TJMaxx and Marshall, so you can still grab that. So coming back to my 2 newest purchases, I grabbed these a couple of weeks ago, and one of the 2 I'm happy with. The other one is my buyer's remorse palette. The one I'm happy with is this little guy right here. Excuse me, it's upside down. This is the Celestial Nirvana Bronze Bliss palette. She is so cute. She is more neutral. If you've been here for a minute, you know how I am about my neutrals. Hopefully you guys can see this on this close-up here. There's only one matte shade, this black right here. It is a matte shade. All the other 4 shades are shimmers. You've got a beautiful kind of more goldy tinted champagne color here. You've got a more silver here. You've got a coppery bronze here, and this one you've got more of a definite bronze, lighter bronze than this one. This one is more of like a coppery brown. This one's more of that like champagne-y bronze. So this is a beautiful palette. Now here's the thing. This is going to lead us into my buyer's remorse palette here in just a second. I am typically not somebody who will use more than 1 palette per look. If I'm picking up a palette, I have to have a matte transition, a matte crease, a matte outer corner, and then shimmers. So this has 1 matte shade. I cannot create a full look out of this. Hang on to that thought for a second. This is my buyer's remorse palette. This is the Sith Seduction Star Wars. Now, I did not buy this for the Star Wars collection. I've seen Star Wars. It's fine. It's whatever to me. I did not buy this for the Star Wars nostalgia part of this. I bought it because I am in such a fall color scheme mood right now. And hello. Just hello. I mean, you've got this dark, beautiful green. You've got this champagne. You've got a red. You've got a blue. You've got a bronzy color. Frick. She's beautiful. But I know you're looking at this and going, Michaela, there's 0 matte shades in this one. Yeah, now you know why I have some buyer's remorse. So why did you buy them? You know you can't create a full look with these, and you know you're not the kind of person who goes into more than 1 palette to create a look. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I'm kind of an impulse buyer sometimes. I'm working on it. If anyone has any tips, please share. But I'm a bit of an impulse buyer, but my impulse buys come from the mood I'm in when I'm shopping. And when I found these, I was in like a real pity party kind of mood, and I was like, I deserve to treat myself. Yeah, that mentality gets me in financial trouble sometimes. But I mean, at least with this one, I can blend out. I've used this one a couple times. I can blend out this shade right here. I can blend out this shade enough in the crease that it has less of a shimmer effect and more of like a satin effect. So I can get a full look out of this if I really put some effort into it. But it's really, really pretty. It's a beautiful color story. This is the one I'm really struggling with because I have to dip into another palette. I cannot create a full eye look that I prefer with this all shimmer palette. But I'm thinking today you guys can help me alleviate or confirm my buyer's remorse on this one. So I'm wanting to stay in the Pat Mcgrath family for this, so we will use the mattes in this palette and pair it with this one and see if this is one I'm going to keep or if he's going to find a new home. So I'm going to zoom you guys in. Okay, welcome into my face, guys. I'll link everything I'm wearing down below in the description box for you. Eye primer's already done. I'm happy with the base. Let's go ahead and address the elephant on my face, if you will. This tear duct right in here is insanely swollen, very sensitive. It's actually looking a lot better than it has the last couple of days, which is kind of why I've been MIA. You know, it was ugly. And I couldn't hide it, and I just really didn't want to share it with the world. Let's just be real. My hair, if you've been here a minute, you know I struggle with my hair. It's just not one of my favorite parts of my bodily extensions. I'm over it. Okay. The question is, guys, what are we going to use? I'm drawn to this green right here. I really, really want to use that. And I really, really like this like goldy tan color right here. I'm super great at describing colors, aren't I? But I want to use these top two right here, this green and this one up here. Finding the mattes to accompany these. I think we're just going to kind of keep this pretty neutral. I have a lot going on today. But I'm thinking we're just going to stay between this one and this one right here. We'll use this one for the crease, and then we'll deepen the outer corner with this one. In this palette, the shade names are on the back. So this one right here is Nightfall, and this one right here is Desert Divinity. So I'm going to grab that Desert Divinity shade first, and we're going to throw that in the crease. For right now, I'm just using this Sonia Kashuk brush that I got in a Target set, and it's literally, it says blending crease brush. So these are like those, I think this is 18 pans, and also Patty Alonso talked about this too, and I had noticed it as well. This 18 pan is the same price as the ones that are coming out this year. But instead of getting 18 pans, you're only getting 9 pans and 2 blushes. Now, I can certainly understand the allure to having, you know, multiple face products in one palette. That's not for me though. Unless it's like a trio, which she did come out with, bronzer, blush, highlighter. Those are the kinds of like trio package style, multiple products in one palette kind of situations that I like. That way I don't have to bring a separate bronzer, separate blush. I can just bring one thing with all 3 products in it. But the thing with the blushes is if you buy it for the eyeshadows, you're stuck with those blushes. And if you don't like those shades, you're kind of SOL. And that's personally what I don't like about it. I'd rather have the 18 pan eyeshadow and the blushes separate. And that went on real nice. Okay, going in with that darker brown, that Nightfall shade. I'm staying in that same brand, the Sonia Kashuk, and this is the large eyeshadow brush. It's a little bit flatter here, but I like this for the outer corner, so I'm just gonna shove that out there. But I hope you guys are having a great fall season. Are you guys interested in this new Pat Mcgrath collection? My base products are virtually the same every day. I have a little bit of variety in formula and color, but I'm pretty just generic. I think I'm done with this. I'm going to blend it out a little bit more, but I'm not going to bore you with that part. But I'm really happy with my base situation. I have an absurd amount of lip products because I have a really bad habit of buying what I think will be a great color on me, putting it on, and it looks terrible. So I've stopped buying lip products altogether, except for the ones I know that will work for me and I really, really like. But my base products, very simple. I have very minimal amounts of each product. If you guys have any desire to see my entire makeup collection, I'm happy to show you. It would be a rather short video as long as I don't include eyeshadow. But I found a couple products that work. I am not one that's going to stray and change a lot on my base. I love eyeshadow though. And the thing with me is I get bored really fast. I get bored with eyeshadow and I get bored with like perfumes and lotions. I have to be changing them on the regular. So is anybody else like that? Like you get bored with scents and colors really, really fast. You're constantly changing. And due to that, now my eyeshadow palette collection is out of control. I feel a declutter coming soon. So if that's like your jam, hang tight. It's going to be happening pretty soon. My eyeshadow palette collection has changed dramatically since I did my last video a couple months ago about where my channel was going and what my collection looks like. I've gotten rid of a lot and I've added a lot. So let's go in with the green and put that on this portion of the lid, and then we'll do this upper color right here. This one is called Imperial and this is Dark Destiny. Is that right? I hate when they're on the back because I feel like I read them backwards. But I think this one's Imperial and this one's Dark Destiny. Dark Destiny is going to go on the main portion of the lid. This shade is a little bit crumbly. Like I said, I've only swatched them. I haven't used them with a brush or, ooh, I almost dropped it, or on my eye. But you can see I did a couple swipes and hopefully you guys can see like the crumbles in that pan. I don't know if you can, but it's really crumbly and it's really crumbly here on the brush. Let's see how this goes. But let's go ahead and, oh, hello there. Okay, so I may not go over quite as far as I thought because it is dark, which it's true to pan color, guys. It's true to pan, so I don't know what I'm complaining about. I'm not really complaining. It just, I guess, kind of surprised me. I'm also kind of surprised that there's extremely minimal fallout. I got just a tiny little speckle right there, but not a ton of fallout. Due to my eye shape, I have a tendency to have a gap right in there because that's just where my deep set part kicks in, and then I have a hooded lid right in there too. Like, you can see how wild that is, but I do have a tendency to get like a gap right in there, so I do try and pack this in. But honestly, no matter how hard I pack, no matter what kind of primer I use, I still get a gap. Oh well, I'm just letting you know. So when you're like, Michaela, you're missing a spot. I know. See, I got it up onto that eye, but if you haven't noticed yet, and you haven't watched the video where I've pointed out, I have two different eye shapes. So this eye, it will go up into the crease and stay put. This one, it won't. I'm going to clean my brush off on my Sigma switch and go into that lighter shade. And grabbing this shade up here. This one right here. What did we say that was called? Imperial. See, I hate... Oh my gosh. Green and gold together, you guys. So this is definitely more of a gold. To me, this looks more gold on my eye than it did in the pan. Okay, so you can see kind of like that harsh line right there. I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of that green and also a little more of that gold in the same brush pickup here. And just kind of blend out where they touch. There we go. Now it's got a much better gradient. It does create a really pretty look. Okay, my buyer's remorse is definitely starting to go away. And just for grins and giggles, because I can, I'm going to tap into this shade right here. This is Force Sensitive. No, wait, did I read these colors backwards? Lord, I don't know if I've got these shade names right. I think I'm reading them totally backwards now. I think this one's Imperial. I don't know. The one next to the blue. Issues here. I'm just going to kind of tuck it into this little spot just to give it just a light little pop right there. I'm going to go back into that holiday palette and grab my bullet brush here. I'm going to grab that darkest color that we had. This one right here, which I know I'm choosing the right name for that one. That one's Nightfall. That one I know. You know, if you like watching people be a hot mess on camera, definitely subscribe. It happens on the regular. I feel like every time I upload, my hair's a mess, I'm a mess, my makeup's a mess, something's a mess. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up the fallout under my eyes. I'm going to add some mascara and we'll be right back to finish this up. Hey guys, I'm back. Wasn't that super, super fast? Love the power of editing, right? Where am I at with this guy? I think my buyer's remorse is gone. So I'm happy that we did this. These colors are really pretty. I do think I want to do another look though with the red and or the blue here really soon. If you guys have any interest in seeing that and you want a full length video on that, let me know. I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll probably do that for my TikTok or my Instagram. So feel free to follow me on both of those platforms for other looks that I don't do here. My Instagram, I try and do my daily looks with every palette that I'm using. TikTok, I'm not quite as active. I kind of feel like TikTok's not my space. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing decent on YouTube. I'm really happy here. This is what I like to do. Am I great at it? No. But I feel much more comfortable in this space and I feel much more comfortable in Instagram than I do TikTok. I feel so judged on TikTok. I don't know. Does anybody else feel that way that's putting out content? Let me know. I just kind of feel like TikTok's not my vibe. Like if I don't start feeling more comfortable in it here soon, I may end up honestly giving up on TikTok. But I love Instagram. I love YouTube. I'm not going anywhere on these two platforms. But paired with Matt's, I think it's going to be just fine. I'm going to struggle to pull this out and use it. So I'm going to have to force myself to put it in a rotation because again, I'm not one to reach for palettes that I have to add to. I need a full look in a palette, so I'm gonna have to force myself to use this, but I think this look came out really great. It's very fall-esque. I enjoy it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this. So thank you for helping me clear up that buyer's remorse issue that I had. I no longer feel so crappy about that purchase. But I am interested to hear your thoughts on these. Do you guys own these palettes? How do you feel about the new Pat Mcgrath collection coming out? Are you getting it? Are you not? Why? I'm just curious. I would really like to hear back from you guys. But that will be it from me here today. I appreciate you spending some time with me and I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you next time. Bye.